I cannot stress this enough, do not let these people walk all over you, okay? Because you can have boundaries and still be respectful. I will say that one again because I don't know who need to hear it. You can have boundaries and still be respectful.
I want to say something. A prize, motherfucker.
Leave me alone. Don't always give me your phone. Blowing out lips.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's going on, everybody? As we all know, mental health is a huge piece for me. And recently, as I become a better version of myself, I've decided that it's time for me to go to therapy because I understand how life can be a little overwhelming and we all need help navigating through the trenches of military service in and out of uniform. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. First, all you got to do is go to their site. Matter of fact, you can use my link right here. Answer a few questions and BetterHelp will match you with a professional who has years of experience helping people with struggles just like yours. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call or video chat or messaging, however you feel most comfortable. It's the easiest possible way to start talking to a therapist. You will be matched to a therapist usually within 48 hours so you can get started fast. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your home. Visit betterhelp.com/Meech Speaks and enjoy a special discount on your first month.
What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm Demetrius Thickpen, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of the Talking Crazy podcast. Now, before we get started with this podcast, don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform. And I say that because I need you to leave a 5-star review or leave an honest review. Why? Because if you don't, then this podcast does not grow. If you do, it allows everyone else to be able to see this podcast and say, damn, this is a good podcast. Let me check it out because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. All right, so boom. All right, so I'm coming into this episode, right? And I'm not going to lie to you. Initially, I had a completely different idea how this episode was going to go. You feel me? Like, I'm not even about to lie to you. I really had a different idea of how this episode was going to go. Let me rephrase that. I had a different idea of how this episode should have went. However, I stopped myself from being it. I stopped myself. I'm not going to lie to you because I was initially going to come in here talking about toxic vet bros. I'm not even about to lie. However, this platform is a little bit bigger than me. So maybe we'll talk about that on Friday. However, I would be remiss if I didn't sit back and say that I've been in the military. Let me rephrase. I've been in the Marine Corps for almost 16 years. And a young man reached out to me and he asked me, just advice for someone who wants to be successful in the military. And I sat back and I drafted up something, you know what I mean? Like I drafted up something and I sent it out to him. However, I feel like that message isn't just for him. I feel like that message is for a lot of people. So with that being said, all right, if you are thinking about the military, if you have just went into the military, if you are still kind of feeling stuck in the military, matter of fact, to be honest with you, this is information that if I would have got as a corporal, would have been able to flip a lot of things around. You feel me? If I would have got this shit as a lance corporal, definitely would have been moving in a completely different manner. Obviously, if I would have got this information as soon as I would have got in, like if this would have been my welcome aboard brief, I know for a fact I'd be a completely different Meech, However, the information I'm about to give in this episode, this is the things that I have learned in my 16 years that will help you jumpstart your career. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, boom. Number one, I don't know who needs to hear this, but your exit plan starts now, okay? I'm going to say that again. Your exit plan. You feel me? I don't care that you just stood on the yellow footprints. I don't care that you just graduated boot camp. I don't care that you just graduated MCT. I don't care that you just got to your unit. Your exit plan, you feel me, started the moment that you talked to your fucking recruiter, okay? I'm going to just say that. And this is me speaking this from a recruiter man standpoint, all right? When y'all sit back and y'all come to us and y'all talk to us about the military, Please understand this, all right? Just like college is one avenue to success, just like trade school is one avenue of success, the military is an avenue to success. It is not a fail-safe. It is not a, oh shit, all my plans failed, this is the only one left. No, this is an avenue. You feel me? So the moment that you talk to a recruiter and you start your journey, you should already have in mind that this is a temporary job, bro. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this. The military is a temporary thing for you. The most that you are going to do, especially if you are enlisted, you are going to do 20 fucking years. That is the most, okay? Few outliers, 22, 20, 24, 26 years, 30 plus. Few outliers, but the majority will do 20. So when you sit down, man, and you're thinking about your plans for the military, already have in mind that you're not staying here long. So you need to start crafting your exit plan. As soon as you get to your fucking duty station, go ahead and start your fucking go to your education center so that way you can start your tuition assistance. I don't know if you want to go to college, but I do know that college is fucking free. I do know if you in a trade, already start your apprenticeship. You feel me? I don't know if you want to do a trade when you get out, but I do know that it's free for you to be able to do it. You get where I'm going? One of the biggest things that I did wrong when I first came in is that I had no plan. So because I didn't have a plan, I just picked something that I knew would make money, even though I knew that I didn't like it. And here I am just coasting through fucking life. You don't have a lot of time, bro. Start your exit plan as soon as you start your entrance plan, okay? If somebody tells you, oh, you just got here, fuck them. You ain't gonna be here long, all right? Number 2, and I'm getting straight to this. They will mistake your confidence for you having an attitude. However, they are going to mistake your silence as weakness. I will say that again. They will mistake your confidence for you having an attitude, but will mistake your silence for weakness. The reason why I say this, you got to understand, I came from Detroit, Michigan. You feel me? You got to understand, I came from a space where we wore minks in the winter. I came from a space where you put that shit in their face. I came from a space, all right, from hustlers and go-getters, so success means a lot and it says a lot about me. However, not a lot of people come from there. You feel me? Not a lot of people come from Detroit. And when people would see me and they would see my confidence, they would assume that this is arrogance. They would assume that this was an attitude. They would assume that this was belligerence. This was none of that. That was just me enjoying the moment. However, the moment that I felt that my confidence was bothering, I started to just keep to myself. That brought out more problems than what it was supposed to be. Because now my silence is considered weakness. And because I'm not saying anything, y'all assuming that I'm a bitch. And that is not the case right there. So I will say this again. They will assume your confidence is an attitude. However, they also going to think that your weakness, all right, comes from your silence. So you need to understand balance, okay? You need to understand balance, okay? You need to understand when you need to be confident. All right. But you also need to know when you need to be silent. All right. Now, I'm not saying dim your light. Never fucking dim your light. Never dim your light. OK, I cannot stress this enough. Never dim your light to make somebody else feel like they're brighter. All right. That's their problem. That's not your problem. However, I want you to keep your confidence, right? Keep your confidence in a steady flow so that way it does not become arrogance. And at the exact same time, I need you to also understand that your silence is when you're learning. When you are learning, that's when I need you to be silent. I don't need you talking. I don't need you talking about your previous accomplishments. None of that bullshit, okay? None of it fucking matters because you're in a learning space. And once you learn it and you apply it and it works, turn that shit right back up, all right? But also, most importantly, and I cannot stress this enough, do not let these people walk all over you, okay? Because you can have boundaries and still be respectful. I will say that one again because I don't know who need to hear it. You can have boundaries and still be respectful, all right? And I bring that up, man, because a lot of people, you think that because you have boundaries, now you got to be disrespectful, or because you don't have boundaries, now you become a fucking doormat. No, you can have boundaries and still be respectful. Number 3, racism exists. Don't be surprised when you fucking see it. All right, I'll say that again. Racism exists. Don't be surprised when you see it, okay? The same way that you would have found some racism at Walmart, the same way that you're going to find it here, all right? The same way that you would have found racism in that city, state that you coming from, please understand, you're going to find it here too. What you're not going to do is be surprised by it, all right? You're not about to be shocked like, oh my God, this person's racist? Yes, they came from a space that didn't think the same way that you do, okay? They came from a closed-minded town. They come from a closed-minded household. They come from you got to understand, racism is everywhere, all right? But the thing that a lot of us tend to do, and I'm saying this, all right, as a black man, all right, I'm saying this as a black man. What we make the mistake of, right? They already have this preconceived notion about us. They already do, based off of the color of our skin, based off of what they've heard. We do ourselves an injustice when we buy in to what they already think. You feel me? So please understand, when you see it, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. You feel me? Already understand. Okay, so this is how this person thinks. I'm above that though. You feel me? I'm above what he's thinking. I'm above the perspective of what he has of me. All right? Because I promise you, the moment that you come down, it's going to solidify what they already thought of you. You walking around and you're going to change a lot of people's perspectives. I understand that. And you can't get mad at them. This is what they grew up around. All right? And this statement right here, it taught me a certain level of empathy. You can't get mad at them because this is what they grew up around. They joined just like you did. They exposed to all of this just like you are. You may have an open mind and you were fortunate to be around people to create this open mind. They weren't. So don't give credit to what they think. Show them better. Next, and this one kind of ties in to exactly what I was already thinking. All right, or essentially like this one kind of ties into number 3, but build your name off of discipline and consistency, okay? Don't build your name off of bullshit, all right? I don't know who need to hear this. Do not build your name off of bullshit, bro. In fact, fun fact of the day, it actually takes longer to get the shit residue off of you than it does the discipline, the accomplishments, the awards, the consistency. It takes longer to they will remember you for being a shitbag longer than they will remember you being a top tier performer. Okay? They will remember you longer. They will remember the time that you showed up late than the time that you PT'd the Marines. So when your name comes up, your name needs to be associated with consistency. Your name needs to be associated with discipline. Your name needs to be associated with fucking excellence, okay? When they think of you, they need to think of good, okay? Because I tell you right now, man, if you get used to just doing whatever the fuck you want to do, it's really hard and you're going to have to wait until the entire leadership changes, which could be a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, and start back over. So already, as soon as you check into these units, already understand I'm building my name off of discipline and consistency. I don't associate with bullshit. Bullshit ain't got nothing to do with me. If you are on bullshit, leave me the fuck out of it, because I am sticking with discipline and consistency. I say that once again, y'all got to remember, I'm a shitbag Marine that became a top tier performer. I'll say that again. Shitbag Marine that became a top tier performer. Now, here's the thing about that, all right? It took me damn near 6 months for people to even recognize me after my antics. You see what I'm saying? Like, it took them a while before they actually considered me and took me serious after my antics. And if I would have just heard this, if I would have understood this from the very beginning, I already came in locked the fuck on. Number 5, and this one right here is honestly my favorite. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you're going to need a team. And I will say this right now. You need a tribe, all right? You are leaving your home state, okay? You are leaving your home state and you are coming here, all right? Now, I'm going to say this right now. Don't be fucking thirsty. Do not be thirsty, looking for friends, looking for guidance, looking for leadership. If you lead with discipline and consistency, that will follow you, okay? That will find you. There it is right there. But here's the thing that I need a lot of y'all to understand. You need a tribe. You need people that are going to push you. You need people that understand the mindset of iron sharpens iron. You getting better means I'm getting better. All right. I learned this mindset when I worked at the Mace. All right. I found people that aligned with who I was. I found people that were my tribe. All right. Good example. Once again, Shafe. All right. Me and Shafe was in the morning, hitting each other right in the face, getting sharper. You feel me? I bring this up because you're going to need people that are going to keep you sharp or to sharpen you. All right. You're not going to be able to do all of this by yourself. You won't. And if you can find that tribe, you are also able to build connections. How do you build connections? I bet you're wondering. Lance Corporal Seminar, Corporal's Course, Sergeant's Course, Staff Academy, you feel me? Or Career Course, whatever the fuck it's called. Advanced Course. These are places that you're going to build your connections, bro. Find people that think like you. Surround yourself around these type of people. If you hang around shitbags, guess what you are now? A shitbag. I don't care if you think that you're better than that. I don't care if you think that you're doing good. 4 shitbags. You show up. Now I see the 5th. That's exactly how we seeing it. But most importantly, and this is just a bonus, enjoy yourself. All right. I know for a fact throughout my entire military career, there has not been one moment that I did not enjoy myself. When I was stationed in California, I was enjoying myself. North Carolina, I enjoyed myself. Back to Cali, sure enough, guess what? I enjoyed myself. To Virginia, I enjoyed myself. And lastly, even while I'm in Arizona, I enjoy myself. I understand we got a job to do. This is now your new career. But at the exact same time, still take moments to enjoy yourself because this is very temporary and you only get to do it once.
And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, and leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Also, don't forget to head on over to TikTok or Instagram and follow me at Meech Speaks. That's right, Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled M-E-E-C-H. Stay motivated, stay healthy. I'm out.